Hello everybody, it's time for the next part of the storm recovery. I gotta fix this trim ring on the Texaco sign. For whatever reason, insurance denied this repair, so I'm gonna do it myself. Plan is, gonna add a screw right there, and then I've got some black epoxy. I'm going to put some tape down there and make a little dam and fill that with epoxy, and that should make a decent enough repair that should look okay. I'll set it up on the tripod and get started. Well, isn't that awesome? That's a fail. Take that out. Let's try this screw. And that one had no issue. My black epoxy. So that's looking pretty good. Let that cure out. The key is I don't want water getting in here and freezing this winter and then busting this out. So I'm trying to fill in any crack I can find. And it's not going to look perfect, but it'll be okay. So I think that's going to work. I'll let that dry and then we'll move on to the next step. It's about 30 minutes later and the epoxy is set up. Peel the tape and see what happens. A little bit tacky yet. Can form it. Pack it down in there a little bit more maybe. Okay. So that's looking better. But unfortunately it didn't fill the gap underneath. So I'm going to ultimately have to take this whole sign down, the face of it anyway, and do a little bit more work that way. Need to take it down, put this side up, and then pack that with that same epoxy, and that should be a good repair. And then I can smooth out some of these other areas. They don't look bad from a distance, but you get right up on it, you can tell it's had some work done. But at least it's not hanging down, so that's got that going for it. So we'll come back when it's time to do the next step. It's the next day, that epoxy has cured up, so let's get on to the next step, which is removing the face. Now in the shop, this is the split. I'm going to put the tape on this side and then fill that area with epoxy. Put a piece on the red part first, so I don't have any seepage down that. And then I'll place the second piece. Turn it up the side. And one more on the back side, or on the front side. And then I can mix some epoxy up. And that is patched up. I've been hitting some of these spots I glued back together yesterday with the Dremel, kind of smoothing them out. Then I can probably take some sandpaper and finish that out a little bit smoother. It's a few days later. All the epoxy is cured up, and I've been working on some of the low spots with the plastic filler, that lighter colored stuff. Kind of testing some black paint there, see how that's going to do. I think everything is going to work out okay, and this will be a decent repair. I've now got 2 coats of black paint on this plastic trim ring all the way around. There's the paint I used. I've had this for a number of years. Not sure if it's still on the market or not, but it works pretty well. Let that dry, and then I'll reveal what it looks like. Hopefully there's no overspray underneath that paper. Well, here it is. It's almost done. I'm going to polish up the faceplate there a little bit with some Novus, but it is clean, and trim ring is all intact once again. So this has been repairing my Texaco Star from 1994. Thank you for watching. Next part will be reinstalling the face and giving it a test.